Hi, everybody.
Hello, I'm Katherine Maddox, and I'm a Malibu Sea educator and artistic team member.
And I'm Savannah Milner, also Malibu Sea educator and artistic team member. And we're also the founders of
Two Blondes Education. So today we're popping on for just a quick Q&A. We are live, so if we get some people in the live asking questions, please feel free to post it in the comments. But we already have some pre-written questions that we're going to start answering about Malibu products. Okay, so the first one is, hello.
Hi.
MK hair?
Makeup and hair.
Makeup and hair. Oh my
Clever.
gosh. I'm so glad that you're here. All right. So the first question that we're going to start talking about is, will CPR lift natural bases?
So I'll start answering this one. Will CPR lift the natural base? No, it won't, because CPR is an antioxidant and it's only mixed with water. So it cannot lift the natural pigment. It cannot lift at all. CPR stands for color pigment remover. So it only removes color. It removes 1 to 3 levels at a time, and it is processed with heat 15 to 45 minutes, and it's only a professional product.
Our next question, and I will answer this one, is, what do we do if our client's hair turns pink? So on most of the Malibu products, like Crystal Gel, is on the back it says to not use on white or unpigmented hair. It is actually okay to use that, but the reason that we put that disclaimer is since Crystal Gel, as well as our remedy sachets like Hard Water, Blonde, Swimmers, Scalp, they contain vitamin C. And basically what happens is when vitamin C is used on unpigmented hair is it can caramelize. And what that is basically doing is when the hair is unpigmented, there's no pigment left in it. So the vitamin C is going in and replacing where the melanin used to be, and it can actually turn pink. One of the quick tips that we do tell people is that you can absolutely use Crystal Gel and the other remedies on unpigmented hair. And to avoid that pink cast, we just suggest that when you are shampooing it out with undue goo, you want to rinse it really well, shampoo it out, and you can leave the undue goo on the hair, cap it, and put it under a dryer to avoid that pink cast from happening. We also recommend to try to keep heat styling to a minimum for the next few days.
Correct. What is our next question?
Okay. If anybody that is in here watching the chat, if you have questions, please post them in the comment section. We would love to answer them for you.
How much do you charge for the different treatments? So I'll explain my pricing structure, and then if Katherine wants to branch off and talk about hers, because I think we kind of charge a little differently. Basically, you want to judge off of your demographic, location, and how big your town is. What's the going rate? You don't want to be the most expensive, but you also don't want to be super cheap either. So the Malibu products are very cost friendly to carry in stock. So what I do, I use salon scale as my pricing structure. I separate my parts in labor. So I do charge an hourly rate for all of my services. And then I charge anywhere between $40 to $45 per Malibu treatment. Say for somebody with hair my length, 1 packet of Crystal Gel would probably be enough. But for somebody with hair like hers, that's a little longer, a little thicker, I would need 2 packets. So at that point, I would raise the price even more. So the going price for that generally is anywhere between $25 and $75, just depending on where you are in the US.
And how I choose my pricing is I'm actually located in Kokomo, Indiana, which is central Indiana. So I'm not a huge town, but I'm also not a super small town. The way that I charge, I also use salon scale, but I charge a standalone price for a Malibu Crystal Gel treatment, and then I charge an add-on price. So if someone's coming in and they're getting a color done, it is a little bit less expensive because I consider it an add-on because I'm doing other things. My Malibu Crystal Gel service does include a blow dry, but it does not include styling. And I start that at about $47 and then go up from there depending on how much hair the person has.
We have a question pop up, and it says, how many times can you safely use CPR without causing damage? You can actually use it over and over and over. There's no amount of times. There's no cap on that because it's an antioxidant and it cannot damage hair. But understand that once you get to that natural level, you cannot go any further because it can't lift. So if you're trying to remove a level 5 off of a level 8, if you're actually able to remove that 5 up to an 8, you won't be able to get any further than that. You would have to go in with a lightener if you wanted it lighter than that. But you can't damage the hair at all with CPR.
Okay, let's look at some of our other questions. Will these treatments work if you don't put clients under heat? So that question is, it's going to depend on the treatment. Our crystal gel and our CPR, they must be used with heat. The heat is the catalyst. It's what makes the product work. This is why they are only in salon services. So you process both of those anywhere 15 to 45 minutes, depending on how much color you're looking to remove or how many minerals you're looking to remove. So those two treatments must use heat. DDL, which is also a professional treatment, you should absolutely not use heat with it because it is a cousin of lightener. And then the at-home treatments, those are just 5-minute treatments that your guests can use to maintain what you've done in the salon. Those do not need heat.
Right. When removing color, do I do a crystal gel and then a CPR? So crystal gel, let me explain the difference between the two. And this is what they look like. Crystal gel is going to be our Mac Daddy product. This is the original Malibu C product. Its only job is to remove minerals and medication from the hair. So everybody that uses water has minerals on their hair because that's where the attachment comes from. Your hair has a negative charge and minerals in the water have a positive charge. So every time water touches your hair, they attach like a magnetic force. And then your CPR actually has the same benefits as crystal gel with the added benefit of removing color. So you get the same basic properties as crystal gel, plus you're removing color. So they both remove minerals and medications. This removes color as well. So if you were trying to remove color, you would not necessarily have to start with crystal gel because you do get the 2-in-1 with the CPR.
Okay. Can Malibu C help me remove henna? Absolutely. So when doing any type of color removal service, the first product you're going to start with is the Malibu C's Color Disruptor, and you're going to use that in conjunction with CPR. These are always going to be your first 2 steps in any type of color removal service. And like Savannah just explained, since this has similar properties to the crystal gel, that it can remove mineral and medication buildup, henna, I don't know if henna will contains metallic salts like it used to, but older henna used to contain metallic salts. And this is the go-to.
All right. DDL won't lift natural pigment if mixed with water, right? And it can go under heat. DDL actually will lift natural pigment because it is an oxidizer. So whether or not you mix it with water, 10 or 20 volume, it will shift natural pigment because it's an oxidative product. So anything oxidative, whether or not it claims to be a lightener, if it has persulfates in it, it does act as a lightener. So we at Malibu do not suggest putting DDL under heat. We also do not suggest using any additives with it, such as bond builders or anything. If you use a bond builder, you absolutely can just do it as a standalone service.
Okay, so the next one is, how long can crystal gel sit mixed up? So the reason that our in-salon treatments and remedies come in these little sachets is you always want it to be the most potent product possible. So while crystal gel can sit and it takes time for it to lose its power, it's always going to be freshest when mixed up right away. Now, you do want to keep in mind is once it starts to turn that yellow color and into an orange, it has lived its life. That vitamin C has actually turned into sugar. It has lived its life and it no longer is going to do anything.
All right, next question. What is the right way to use Color Disruptor? So Ooh, we're going to get to that. Okay, so I'm going to talk about Disruptor first. So Disruptor, what it is an alcohol and oil-based product. And the reason that this is so important, especially when it comes to color removal, is because there's so many different types of colors on the market at this point. This helps you cover all your bases. So if you have a client coming in and you don't necessarily know what's on their hair or know their full hair history, or you think that they're even lying to you about what's on their hair, this is going to help you cover all of those bases. So if it's an oil delivery system, the oils in this will attach and disrupt the color molecules and where they're living and allow for easier removal when you go in with your CPR. So it's actually not a shampoo, although it is in a bottle that looks like shampoo. It's a conditioner consistency, and it does smell like alcohol, but it doesn't damage the hair at all. It's actually really moisturizing. So its only job is to go in and just disrupt color molecules. It does not remove color on its own. So it's kind of like a primer. So think of if you had a white shirt that had a stain on it, you wouldn't throw that in the wash, you would pre-treat it. So this is kind of a pre-treat for your CPR to allow it to work a little better.
Okay, so makeup and hair, we're going to answer your question. Please tell everyone about the magical wonder that is Deox. So this is our Malibu Seeds Deox. So what this product is for is this is to stop oxidation on contact. As stylists, some know, some do not realize that when you do a hair color is your developer or your peroxide actually processes for 48 hours after a service. It doesn't matter if you shampoo, condition, blow dry, style it, that peroxide stays active on the hair for 48 hours, unless you use an antioxidant to stop the oxidation. So when you use this, you're going to mix it in a bottle with 8 ounces of water. You're going to shake it up. You're going to let it sit, and it's going to turn into in between a really liquidy and a gel consistency. And what you can do is after you rinse your color, your highlights, whatever type of oxidative service you've done, I usually put about a shampoo's worth amount in my hand and I start working it through the hair. At that point, within 60 seconds, oxidation has been stopped and you can shampoo or you can rinse and condition and move on. This product is fantastic because for years we have always used crystal gel to stop oxidation, but unfortunately crystal gel is only mixed with 2 ounces of water. It is also a little bit expensive. 1 box of Deox is actually, it costs pennies per application and it mixes up into about 3 liters of product.
One way that I really like to use Deox, because I do mostly blonding at the salon, if you start back here with your foiling process and you're working your way up here and say these get done first, we know that water can't stop oxidation. So I actually mix my Deox in a spray bottle instead of an applicator bottle sometimes. And I will take those foils out and spray them down with Deox. So these are finished and these have time to catch up and my color is consistent and my lift is consistent.
It's definitely an awesome product. Also, a little tip that I learned from Savannah is she likes to use the Deox to comb out her teasy lights because it is formulated with polyquats, which are a conditioner. And when you put those on your teasy lights, it makes it a lot easier to comb and you're stopping oxidation. So you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
Absolutely.
All right, let's see what some of our other questions. Do you recommend mixing crystal gel with hot water?
Yes, I like to do warm to hot, just depending on what I'm looking for at that very moment. If you mix it with hot water, sometimes I find that the gel consistency takes a little longer to activate. So warm water will actually kind of activate a little faster, in my own opinion. What do you think?
I prefer warmer water versus hot. Yes, I do agree with that. It takes a little bit longer to mix up.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you pre-mix crystal gel for the whole day? Will it still be effective? Yes. If you have several crystal gel treatments and if you're wondering if it will still be effective, yes, you can go ahead and pre-mix it. But just keep in mind too that the freshest batch is when it's freshly mixed up and then applied to the hair. But it won't hurt if you do keep it mixed up on your back bar for the day.
As long as it's clear, it's potent and active. So once it starts turning into that gold, orange, or brown, then you know that it's losing its potency.
Okay. If a root smudge took too warm and made the roots look red around the face frame, what can I use to fix it?
Quick fix. If I'm assuming at this point, like if it was a root smudge, like maybe a color melt that they were trying to do and it just took too warm and they want to cool it down, you could use Quick Fix. This contains a surfactant that activates like a shampoo, and within about 5 minutes, it will actually remove that tone so you can reapply and make it more of the desired tone that you want. So example, if you had maybe a blonde who pulled a little too purple or a little too blue or silvery, you could use your Quick Fix to take out that residual toner and retone to the correct tone that you wanted.
Okay. We have done all of our questions, but I will definitely, oh, here we go. There's another one that just popped up.
What can I do to help my clients with scalp issues and dandruff?
So I'll go ahead and answer that one. What I always suggest is no matter what type of issues your client has with their hair is I always suggest starting with a Malibu crystal gel because that's the deepest clean that you're going to get. It's going to remove mineral medication buildup not only from the outside of the hair, but also from the inside of the hair. And sometimes people with scalp issues and dandruff, sometimes it's not always dandruff. It can be mineral buildup because that mineral buildup is actually going to stick on the scalp and in those follicles as well. So once you've done a crystal gel, it's actually going to give that scalp, it's going to refresh it. It's going to get all that buildup off the inside, and then you can maintain at home with our scalp wellness system to keep that mineral buildup at bay.
Sometimes what I like to do, depending on the exact situation and, whether it be psoriasis, eczema, I do like to kind of test out first with a scalp remedy, just because if they have a lot of open sores, like maybe they've been scratching a lot, because of the acidity of the products and the ascorbic acid, there's going to be tingling. It's going to feel similar to when you're squeezing a lemon in a cut. And that's perfectly normal because that means it's healing. But sometimes, depending on the situation, it really bothers those particular clients if they do have a lot of open anything like that. So I always like to test out with a scalp packet first. And if that's bearable, then I'll go in with crystal gel and then have them maintain with the scalp remedies at home. But the way Katherine explained it is also perfect.
Okay, makeup and hair. Can you tell the difference between DDL and DDL XL? I'm excited to share this with my other salon peeps. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So the original DDL, the OG, that was formulated to remove direct dyes. And obviously times have changed and there are other products on the market. They tend to work a little bit faster and they're formulated a little bit differently. So the difference between DDL and DDL XL, which is DDL with extra lift, is DDL XL is formulated with ammonia. So it is a little bit stronger. However, it is still gentle like original DDL as it contains clay. Now, I do like to tell people that in a situation after you've done either a crystal gel or a CPR and you then go in with DDL XL or DDL is I like to strand test, but I do let them know if you feel that the hair is really damaged and cannot, wouldn't be strong enough to use a traditional lightener, I would avoid using DDL because it is the only oxidative product in the Malibu family and it will lift natural pigment and it can cause damage if the hair is damaged and not used in the correct situation.
And a pro tip that I have for vivid removal when using DDL is anytime that you are trying to remove blues and greens, you want to mix DDL with water because blues and greens actually remove a little better at that pH realm. Anytime you're removing anything warmer like pinks or reds, you could actually use 10 or 20 volume if the hair is able to take it. So like she said, judging off the integrity and the porosity of that hair, if you're looking at it and you wouldn't necessarily use a traditional lightener, then you would not want to use DDL either because it's a cousin to lightener. So, all right, that was a good question. Do we have any more? We do have 5 different shampoo and conditioner systems that are available for consumer. And we have blondes, scalps, hard water, swimmers, and hydrate color wellness. Yeah. I was like, what's the last one?
Now,
go ahead.
All of our shampoo systems actually come with 4 remedies. So it comes shampoo, conditioner, and 4 remedies on the top. And one of the questions we get a lot is what's the difference between the remedies versus the crystal gel? Is we always like to think crystal gel as going to the dentist, it's your deep cleaning. And then the remedies, so blondes, swimmers, hard water, scalp, our color prepare, curl partner, and our new wefts and extensions. These are going to be for surface buildup to have your clients maintain at home.
So crystal gel will, like we said earlier, remove minerals and medications from the inside of hair. And the sachets that she just mentioned will remove just surface minerals. So will you get benefits just utilizing those? Absolutely, but you will not get as deep of a chelate or the removal like you would with crystal gel.
Okay, so we've got some more questions. My client had a chemical reaction when I highlighted her. Could this be because of minerals? Absolutely. So one of the biggest things is that people do not know is that there are minerals in all water. It doesn't matter if you live in town, you're on a well, you're on city,
hard water,
soft water, whatever. There's always going to be minerals in the water. Mm-hmm. And minerals are positively charged and hair is negatively charged. So it creates a magnetic attraction, and you have to break that magnetic attraction, and that is what crystal gel does. So once you have detoxed your canvas with crystal gel or CPR, you can safely go in and do a highlight or a lightening service and avoid that chemical reaction that can sometimes happen due to mineral buildup present in the hair.
Right. Next question. My client's gray white hair is turning yellow on the ends. What can I do to stop the yellow from coming back? So generally, when the hair is more damaged or porous, the more minerals attach to it because there's more holes in the hair. So there's more room for them to be able to get in. And that's where we get that discoloration. Also, the hair on the end is a lot older than the hair that's up here. And so this is going to oxidize a lot more and has already been through so much because this is years old. So if this is turning yellow down here and this isn't, you can absolutely crystal gel that. And to get most of the mineral buildup out of here, I would really focus on the ends and just work your way up with the crystal gel.
Okay, what can I do at home to help with my hard water? So the first thing that you can do is see your stylist for a crystal gel treatment. That way you get the deepest cleaning possible, and then you can then purchase retail of the hard water kit that also includes the sachets. And what that's going to do, it's going to help maintain and keep that surface buildup at bay until the next crystal gel that you need. And basically, we like to say it's really great to get the in-salon service as the seasons change, so 3 to 4 times a year. Another tip that we like to give is to purchase a shower filter for your shower, not just having a water softener, because even if you do have a water softener, that does not take minerals out of the water. It's just softening them to make it easier, to wash your hair, clean your dishes, whatever it is that it's going to do. The shower filters, there's so many different kinds that you can get, and you can actually get the ones that attach to the back of your shower head, and that's going to be another great way to keep that mineral buildup at bay.
Speaking of minerals, do we want to talk about the types of minerals that can be in water?
Yeah, we totally can.
So some of the most common minerals that you're going to see in your water, well, you wouldn't see them, but in the hair would be your iron, your copper, calcium, magnesium, lime, rust. What's some other ones? Do we have any more?
I know silica is one, but that's going to be more in areas that have volcanoes and all that type of stuff.
So anytime you have somebody that's having a green, dingy color turn into ashy or just really, really dull, then you can probably guess that that is copper in the water. So a lot of people have a misconception about hair turning green and they assume that it's chlorine, but it's actually copper. So think of the Statue of Liberty and how she has oxidized all of these years, or even a copper penny, a really old one that's just been laying out in the sun or water maybe, that turns green. The same with hair. You could have copper pipes in your house or just a really really low pH and a soft water system. I actually have soft water at my house, and anytime I clean my drain out, I have blonde hair, obviously, but the hair that comes out of my drain is almost black. Because it's been in there and it's just softened and it's green and it just gets like so dark. So when you have those clients that are saying to you, my highlights have become hidden between this service and this one, it's because they probably are being hidden by the minerals in their water at home. So as she said, the home maintenance is super, super important.
Yes. Okay. Where can I get more education? So if you are a stylist, you can go to malibuc.com and register as a professional. And we do have an online academy that you do have to purchase, but you get an entire year subscription when you purchase the corrective color toolbox. And right now on our website, you can actually get that for a really amazing deal.
Yeah.
So make sure you hop over to malibuc.com, register as a professional, and purchase the corrective color toolbox. And that will give you 1 year subscription to the online academy. There's several modules. There's lots of tutorial videos of different types of color applications and how to use and process crystal gel, how to apply crystal gel, CPR, disruptor, all of the different products in the Malibu lineup.
We also have a Facebook education forum for professionals. So if you are on Facebook, look us up, Malibu Sea Education Forum. We will check you out to make sure you are a stylist and licensed. And then if you go to the top of the page, you can search all of the products, any questions that have been previously asked that may could help you out. You have access to all of the educators, the CEO, the chemist, and your questions can be answered relatively quick on the education forum.
My grandma had those same glasses in 1960. Oh, cool. Your grandma seems pretty cool because I love my glasses. So, okay. Does anybody have any Malibu questions? Any more at all? Let's see if we've gotten any more on.
Okay. All right. I think that's going to wrap it up. Thanks for watching, guys. And we hope that we were able to answer some questions for you. And
thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
Make sure you head over to our Instagram at Malibu Sea Pro. Just at Malibu Sea Pro. And then if you want to follow Savannah and I, our most recent Instagram TV video has our Instagram handle. So thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.